Yo, what is up, Ninja? OJ over here from Player Essence, and we are back with another PE news / discussion video. So much content to go over. I'm really happy about this Nintendo Direct. The more that I look over all of the information, kind of piece together all of the release dates and all the content that we're getting, whether it's new games or ports, the more that I'm like, man, Nintendo really thought this through. So let's go ahead and get into this here. Today we're going to be talking about a number of different titles, but we're first going to start off with Kirby Star Allies for the Nintendo Switch. And this is a game, after looking at some of the content and looking at the screenshots and what they're doing, this game is easily growing on me, and I think I'm going to be picking it up. It launches on March 16th, 2018. So let's go ahead and get into the description here via the official Nintendo site. So the Pink Puff is back in HD, and he's not alone. Kirby is back, and he's finally on the Nintendo Switch console in HD, but this time, he's not alone. Recruit enemies by hitting them with hearts and gather helpers for a party of up to 4 characters. On top of that, you can join with up to 3 friends for a different kind of team-up action. Features: the newest Kirby title comes to Nintendo Switch console in HD. Recruit up to 3 enemies as helpers by hitting them with hearts. Returning copy abilities include sword, fire, water, bomb, broom, and many more. Imbue copy abilities with different elements such as wind, water, fire, and electricity by borrowing or giving them to helpers to add more attack power, unleash powerful attacks, or solve puzzles. Up to 4 players can join with horizontal Joy-Con controller configuration or 8 Joy-Con with 4 Joy-Con grips. Platform Nintendo Switch, release date March 16th, 2018. Remember that date. I'm totally picking this game up. Number of players, 4 players. Category, action platformer. Publisher, Nintendo. Developer, HAL Laboratory Inc. And this is a game that I think I'm going to play with my daughter. Obviously, she's going to want to play this. She likes Kirby. She always likes my Kirby amiibo. She plays with the Kirby amiibo all the time. And she's always talked about, well, when can we play a Kirby game? And I'm like, well, we're not playing that game on the Wii U. So the Nintendo Switch, it is. Really excited about this one, and I was a huge Kirby fan when I was a kid, but for some reason it just kind of fell off. I played Kirby on the NES, I played Kirby on the Super Nintendo, and I always thought that it was great. It was one of my top like 5 Nintendo franchises. I loved Kirby, and I don't know what happened. Like in the N64 era, it just kind of went away, and then like the GameCube, I wasn't even really playing it. Really just kind of stopped playing Kirby, and then I tried to pick up the Kirby game on the Wii U, and I was just like, okay. Like, I hate this game. Like the Kirby Canvas Curse or Rainbow Curse or whatever it was, I really disliked that game because you're looking at the Wii U gamepad the whole time, and then like everything is on the TV too, all the nice beautiful graphics on the TV, but you're looking at the gamepad. It didn't make sense. It probably should have been on the Nintendo 3DS, but they needed Wii U games, so I mean, I understand that. But this one looks exactly like the Wii game that I played much later down the line. I didn't play the Wii game that came out in terms of Kirby. I didn't play that right when it launched. I played it much later, and I thought that it was pretty cool. So it looks like that game, but even just bigger and badder. You have a multiplayer in there, no online, so that's kind of a bummer, but you still have some local co-op play. Get the family involved. I know I'm going to play with my daughter. She's been itching to play a Kirby game, so this is definitely going to be it. HD looks like it runs smooth, probably 1080p 60 frames per second. The graphics don't look anything crazy, but it has a nice style to it, so I'm absolutely excited for Kirby Star Allies on the Nintendo Switch. What do you guys think about this game? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving to the next article here, we have Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Nintendo Switch. This game is launching on May 4th, 2018, so the consistent flow of games continues, whether it's new games or it's ports. Let's go ahead and get into what Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is all about via the official Nintendo page. So Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, Cranky Kong, and Funky Kong return for the franchise's debut on the Nintendo Switch. This title includes all the fun and challenge of the original game, plus a new beginner-friendly mode that lets players enjoy this critically acclaimed adventure as groovy surfing simian Funky Kong. Funky can double jump, hover, perform infinite rolls, and even perform infinite underwater corkscrews thanks to his sturdy surfboard. Even spikes can't slow him down. Now the publisher is Nintendo. They don't have the developer on here, so it looks like they've outsourced this to somebody else, because they would have put Retro on here, but Retro's clearly not working on this because they just have an empty spot for where they put the developer of the game. So Nintendo has definitely outsourced this, and this is what I was saying when I was thinking that we're going to get ports on the Wii U. They're not going to be from the original developers of the game. They're going to be outsourced, so this is definitely one of those. Number of players, you can have 2 players split the Joy-Con. May 4th, the release date. Of Of course, it's a platformer, and Nintendo Switch is the platform. And it's one of those games like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze that some people bash for being too hard. So Nintendo brought the game over to Nintendo Switch and made it easier. And if you pick Funky Kong, it's even going to be easier than that. So if you pick the new beginner mode and then you pick Funky Kong, you're pretty much going to be rolling through the game, no problem at all. Like literally, you're going to be rolling through infinite rolls, infinite corkscrews. You have a board that can just basically nullify the spikes, which Cranky Kong could too, but now you have another character that can do that. And for many people, this game was too hard. Like in the day and age of gamers today, this game was too hard for a lot of people. GameSpot even gave it a lower score because it was too hard. So maybe they revised that with this one here and more people can get into it because it's going to be an easier experience. Pretty sure I'll pick it up just because I love Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. It's one of my favorite Donkey Kong Country games of all time. One of my favorite Donkey Kong games of all time. It's really good. I just think that it launched at a really bad time for the Nintendo Wii U when people were looking for more than just 2D platformers, because Nintendo had already released New Super Mario Bros. And a number of other 2D platformers and just platformers in general on the system. And then it came out with this one in 2014 and people were like, man, another platformer, or at least some people were. I know I was. I just think that it kind of got a bad rap because of the climate that the Nintendo Wii U was in. But I think at this point now it's like completely different because Nintendo has all sorts of games. So I feel it's going to get a much warmer reception from the fans out there. So what do you guys think about Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze coming over to the Nintendo Switch? Have you played this game on the Wii U? Are you new to the franchise in terms of Donkey Kong Country? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving on to another port here, we have Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. This game is coming in spring 2018. Let's go ahead and get into the official description via the Nintendo page. So, a new ultimate version of the exhilarating action game set in the Zelda universe will include every map and mission, plus all 29 playable characters from both the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS versions of the game, along with all the previously paid downloadable content. Play as Link, Zelda, Midna, Skull Kid, and dozens more in action-packed battles at home or on the go. Additionally, the game includes new outfits for Link and Zelda based on the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game on the platform Nintendo Switch, spring 2018 release date. The number of players is to be determined, but they did show off. You have the local multiplayer co-op that you can do in the game. The action-adventure genre, of course, Nintendo Koei Tecmo Games is developing the game, so it's not being outsourced to someone else, or Koei Tecmo is outsourcing it to someone else from what they're doing there. Nintendo also noted that it will be in 1080p resolution, so it's going to be interesting to see if they follow the same thing that they did with Hyrule Warriors on the Nintendo Switch, because in that game you can play in 1080p 30 frames per second, or you can play in 720p 60 frames per second. So we'll see if they just stabilize it and lock it at 1080p 30, or they'll give it the Fire Emblem Warriors treatment, which I'm hoping they give it the Fire Emblem Warriors treatment to where we can just play it at 720p 60, or you have the option to play it at 1080p 30. Both versions are playable. I played the game on the Wii U at 30 frames per second. It was fine, 720p. It played good. I thought it was okay, but I think this one's even going to be a more stable version of that. Maybe even 60 frames. We'll have to wait and see. From the graphical looks of the game, it doesn't seem like they're changing it too much, so it might even be 1080p 60. We just have to wait and see on everything there. But overall, I'm excited for the game. I like Hyrule Warriors. I bought the downloadable content and all of that, and I barely played any of it. So I'm probably going to buy this one over again just because I want to have a portable version of it. I was so close to buying Hyrule Warriors Legends on the Nintendo 3DS, but then I just saw how the game was operating, and I was just like, you know what, I'll probably just skip this one because they actually added a nice mechanic from Hyrule Warriors Legends in terms of from other Dynasty Warrior style games to where you can change characters on the map. You couldn't do that in Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U. That was something that you could only do on Hyrule Warriors Legends on the Nintendo 3DS. Now they have that in Fire Emblem Warriors, but they didn't have that in Hyrule Warriors. So I'm really happy about that, and to have that anywhere I want as far as on the TV or on the go, I think it's going to be a buy. And like I said, I didn't play any of the DLC like I should have. So another Warriors game that I'm going to spend money on, guys. So what do you guys think about this here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final article here, we have a brand new game announcement with Mario Tennis Aces on the Nintendo Switch. Let's go ahead and get into the description of the game via the official Nintendo page. So a new Mario Tennis game is bringing a new level of skill and competition to the Nintendo Switch. Mario steps onto the court in classy tennis garb for intense rallies against a variety of characters and full-blown tennis battles. New wrinkles in tennis gameplay will challenge your ability to read an opponent's position and stroke to determine which shot will give you the advantage. And this time the game adds the first story mode since Mario Tennis game on the the Game Boy Advance, offering a new flavor of tennis gameplay with a variety of missions, boss battles, and more. Platform Nintendo Switch, spring 2018. The number of players is to be determined, so we don't know about online play or if it's going to have 4-player co-op or 4 players as far as competitive and cooperative modes. Sports category, publishers Nintendo. From what I understand, it's going to be Camelot potentially developing this game, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. Yeah, I'm actually excited about this one here because the graphical effects of this game look insane. It looks like they took a lot of time detailing the environments and everything with it. I really do like what they've done with it, and I think that Mario Tennis, as far as them going back to the story mode, I'm hoping that they add the RPG elements that the Game Boy Advance game did have, or like the pseudo ones that it had, or at least the Mario Golf games or something like that. If they go back to that style where you have the story mode where you can level up your character and kind of do different things, I'd be happy with that. Now if there's just a story mode, that's fine too. I used to play the story modes in the old sports games as far as with Nintendo, as far as what they've done, and they've always been really good. They always mix up the gameplay. The boss battles are fun, and just to let you guys know, I'm actually a big fan of tennis, believe it or not. I tried to play in high school, but I just wasn't good enough to play in high school, but I played tennis against my friends all the time. We had tennis courts that we would go to as far as the free ones at the parks, and I would lose a lot of the time because I'm not good at tennis, but I liked playing tennis. It's a very fun game to play, and I like tennis games. One of my favorite tennis games is Super Tennis on the Super Nintendo. Me and my brother played that game all the time against each other. I probably cried when I got beat all the time as well. And I also played a lot of virtual tennis on the Dreamcast. I think that game is amazing. That was the last tennis game that I really got into. I played a little bit of the tennis game on the GameCube as well, as far as Mario Tennis. I thought that was really good. So I've been a lifelong tennis fan. I used to watch tennis all the time on ESPN, like Rafael Nadal, Andre Agassi, all of those guys. So I've always been a tennis fan, and this one finally looks like the tennis game that's not lazy from Nintendo like the last tennis game that was on the Wii U. That one was just kind of like a lazy game when they brought that over. This one seems a lot more in-depth, and they're more excited to bring this one out, and it's a brand new game, so that's good as well. So what do you guys think about all the different Nintendo games here that I talked about? A lot of different colorful looking games. We've got Kirby Star Allies, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Nintendo Switch, Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, and Mario Tennis Aces. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright Ninja, that wraps it up for this one here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube live gaming page and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes for your YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you Ninja for the next video. Peace!